Alright, welcome on back. This is about this book right here. If you're becoming a new Christian or already have been a Christian, I'm pretty sure you're pretty familiar with this book right here. And I know for some of you new Christians, it might be a little bit confusing, like where to start and what should I start reading? What should I start reading first? Should I just read, start from Genesis, or should I go here? I know it can be confusing where to start at, but that's what I'm making this video for, is to help you, figure out where to start at. Now, in terms of starting off with books, I would definitely start off with the Book of John, for sure, because this kind of gives the basics of everything. It has a lot of what Jesus did, because obviously it's one of the four Gospels, but I think it's definitely one of the easiest of the four to understand. And that's one of the ones I would recommend you start reading. But the second one I would recommend you go and read is the Book of Acts, which takes place directly after the Book of John. It tells about all the apostles and what they did for Jesus. And actually, because I mentioned Paul a second ago, it actually talks about when Paul converted from murdering all the Christians to literally about to die himself for God. So those are the two books that I would definitely start with. And then after those two, I'd say, you could go hop around, you go read one of the other four Gospels. Like, you could read John again, you could go read Matthew, or you could go somewhere in the Old Testament where you could also read one of the letters of Paul too. I think that'd be a pretty good place to go next, is one of the letters of Paul. Now, I know I'm saying all of this, but there is something else too, is in how much you should read. And what I started with is just a single chapter a day. Could be, or maybe just started reading for maybe 5 minutes or 10 minutes a day, just to start getting that habit in of reading it daily. To start, spending that time with Jesus in the morning or in the evening, or wherever you can find the space and time to read it. That's what you should do if you're a new Christian. Or if you're a current Christian who's fallen out from reading the Bible and you want to get back into reading it, then that could be a good thing too. Just start 5-10 minutes a day, or one chapter a day. I think it would be pretty good, because something the pastor in my church said is the moment you start giving the first 15 minutes of your morning to God is the moment your life starts changing. And that, my brothers, is what the Spirit does. Thank you.